everyone, Amanda here. I thought I'd just come and do a quick room tour of my crafty room stroke studio, and you'll have to bear with me with the lighting. It'll be really good lighting when I'm facing this side of the room, and when I turn around to the other side it'll probably go dark, so you'll just have to bear with me. So I've got two desks. This is where I do all of my messy crafts, because that's where most of my stuff is. And then if we just come across here, I've got another desk against the other wall where I do mostly admin and watch YouTube. I do some work for my husband's business, etc. So I'll do some crafting on there. But if I do, let me just manual focus. If I do, it's only dry crafting, like fussy cutting and stuff like that. Because I can't do with that desk getting dirty, because I've got to do paperwork on there. So this is kind of like my paper and print station. Use Navigator paper down there, get it from Amazon. If I think on, I'll leave a link. It's £4 a pack at the moment, which is quite good. It's 120 GSM. Used to be able to get it at Tesco's, but they've stopped doing it at my Tesco's. So those are the rest of my ink refills, because when I filled them recently, it didn't use it all, so I've saved them. That is a basket of envelopes and index cards and things ready for tea dyeing. I try and keep my supplies kind of minimal. I don't have heaps and heaps and heaps of stuff and shelves up to the roof of stuff. Although I've been crafting for a long time, I do tend to be quite frugal in what I buy and what I collect. I'm careful, because I'm mindful of cost, and I'm mindful of space, and I'm mindful of the fact that if I have too much stuff, I just won't use it. Simple as that. So I've got brown bags, little brown paper bags and stuff that I put in my journals there and that kind of thing. That down there is admin, and that in there is just got an old cutter in and an old scoreboard and just junk. So my printers, I've got two. I've got the Brother one there, which is a large, all singing, all dancing. It's a very, very, very good printer. It's got lots of functions. It's far superior of a printer to the Epson. However, it's not kind with ink for journal makers. It really isn't. It really, really isn't. I could literally make one journal and I need to be buying new cartridges with the colours. It's terrible. So I went and I bought the Epson Eco Tank at the old place where I worked. I got discount, so I got it for about £80. It is the L3111, so it's the most basic, cheapest version, I think. But do you know what? It does the job. It does the job. And that ink will last me there. The tanks are full now. Probably last me at least 12 months, if not more. And I print thousands of sheets of paper. Thousands might be exaggerating, but I print every day. And I print digitals, colours, every single day. Last night I was printing for 4 hours, non-stop. And that's not even moved. So they are worth it. Okay, so that's the L3111. Because it's the most basic model, not everywhere sells the inks. It takes 103 inks, but I found them from the cartridge people. Okay, so around here I've got this set of 3 drawers, which I've had for years. I got them, let me just try and hold this camera a bit better because my arm's aching. I got them from a charity shop a long time ago. So the top one, if we just come in, is full of like bits of fabric somebody gifted me, bits of lace, just bits and bobs of fabric and lace trims really. Okay. This one is basically like a scrap box, so it's got quite large pieces of scraps in, so larger ones rather than little tiny bits. So, you know, when I'm collaging and stuff, I should really pull this drawer out and use it. Don't always. This one here is now my napkin drawer. I had quite a few given from a lovely lady called Lynn the other day. Thanks, Lynn. And then I did have some underneath of my own that I've bought from local supermarkets, etc. I've got some twine there, and also paper bags. That's what I save in there. And this back section here, we've got two large, it's just IKEA furniture, it's nothing fancy because it's just going to get right, more than likely, it's only for crafting. So I just display stuff on the top there. There's the giveaway items. I just fished this out earlier because this is a little box that my friend Karen made me, and this is a little ATC that Ian Potter made me. I've got down there the little camera memory box that Victoria made me as well. So here I've got these two boxes. This one has got a dead mermaid in it, wrapped up in tissue very carefully, and then some more tissue. These are my art journals. I think I've done like one page. I'm rubbish. I have these ideas and then I never do them. But so I've got that one, and then I bought this one from Hobbycraft the other weekend, and it's a heavyweight Winsor & Newton, and they were only £5. So I thought I'll have one of them, and then I don't know, and that time. Those are my markers. So in that one, that is Spectrum Noirs that we've had for a very long time, that I got for next to nothing because they fell off the back of a bus or a lorry, wherever the term is. But do you know what? I don't use them. But I went through them all the other day, and I took them out the boxes and I've just put them in there. And I think I went through about, did I have 4 boxes of 5? And there was only 2 pens that had dried up. And I have literally had them markers for about 8 or 9 years. I'm not even joking. So down here, my lovely stamp on display, which is the Carla Lily from Kay, because Carla's are special to me because I had Carla Lilies as my wedding bouquet. I've got my jelly plate there. In there is more dies. Those are the big Tim Holtz ones, and some embossing folders. In here we've got, what have we got? Some jewellery findings and cello bags. There's my beach huts that Helen Chandler sent me. I'm going to go see them one day. This box here has my coffee dyed paper. It should be full, that. I need to make some more. In here we've got things like stick pins and book corners and all that kind of palaver. Here I've got, this was not a very good purchase, to be honest. I thought it was a good idea, and they're all coloured threads, and in principle it was really good value, but the threads on the bobbin part, you can never find the end. You can't. It's impossible to find the ends honestly, I should write to Range and complain. This one has got cardstock in. I'm not going to start, and it's just cardstock that's fancy cardstock that's glittered or mirrorboard and things like that. This one is, what's in this one? Don't know. I can't actually remember what's in this. Oh, that's all my bead making stuff, beads and charms and findings and all of that palaver. Let's just put that back. And then down here I've got my lovely sewing tin that Geraldine made me from Little Snippets. Absolutely love it. I've treasured it. And there I've also got some packaging from, what's that? Chipboard. Packaging from Amazon, because I keep thinking I'm going to make journals out of them and never do, but they're there. And then this one here is filled with lace and trims. There isn't a lot of fancy laces in here. These are packs that I put together that I was going to sell on Etsy, and then I just lost heart with it because they charge you so much money in fees that you don't end up making any money, so I gave up. And I need to find a way. I don't know if I can even be bothered selling lace and trims anymore, but I need to like get a website open of my own where I can sell journals and bits and bobs, because I've got so much of it, and it's just sat there really. But there you go, what we got round here. So this is where I do my sewing. I have an extension which I have to spread across the craft room, because all the plugs are at one side of the room in the Wisdom. That's how this fantastic house is designed. The sockets are all in one corner of every room, and that's it. So when I use it, I have to have an extension running across the floor, but never mind. And that's what I sit on. That's one of, it's a spare chair from my late mother-in-law's house, and I'll never part with it because it's a memory, isn't it? In here, let's have a look. That's my hula hoop. It's meant to make me thin. I don't think I've ever used it. TikTok made me buy that. So I am scrimpy and very frugal, but every now and again I will buy a stupid purchase, and that were one of them. So in here, it's not very tidy, but it's not too bad. That is all die cuts, what they call it, you know, metal dies, plates for my die cut machine, blah blah, more embossing folders, bits and bobs. That one down there is full of things that people have made me that I can't really have out on display because they're in room. Books, handbags and my cleaning stuff. That one's full of, what's that one full of? Just boxes. This one's full of leftover bits of ribbon and fabric, and this one is the last box in here that really needs sorting. That's got journal packs made up that I was selling, and I just lost interest because of the fees. This one's full of bits and bobs, stuff that Kay's sent me. Toilet rolls, waiting to make a toilet roll mini album, you know, that I probably never will. That's my die cutting machine. And my most favoured embossing folders. I'm just going to rush over, and I'm just going to close this blind because the sun's decided to join us. The only thing, it's either too dark or too bright in this room. It's a pain in the bum. Okay, so this tub here is supposed to be filled with ready to go pockets, journaling cards, ephemera, but I've never got around to filling it. I tend to make things specific to each journal so that it fits with each theme. So I've never really got around to filling it, but it is a mission of mine too. I've made some pockets here out of book pages, and that's as far as I got. But yeah, I need to like have some basic tags and things like that and journaling cards ready to go to fill journals, and then I will be faster at making them because it takes me forever. Stamping up pens, alcohol markers and just normal markers. I got fed up of them on the little wooden stands. I don't really use them, but it's something that I can't part with because I know they cost a lot of money. Gilding flakes are in the corner of shame because that's another purchase. Bought them and have no idea what to do with them. I thought, oh, they'll be good. I'll be able to just stick them on tags and stuff. No, you need special glue and all sorts. I didn't realise, so I'll figure something out of how to use it. Masking tape, duct tape, and Mrs. sharpener. Here is all of the printing that I was doing last night. I spent 4 hours last night just printing. That's a kit, and that makes up a little like folio thing. These are all of them lovelies. I bought a kit last night, a couple of kits last night, and this is just, it's called office pages, so it's just all pages that you'd use as, you know, like that, as journal fillers. These are lovely because I'm going to do a nature theme one, so I've been printing off of the graphics fairer, these beautiful ones, and these are all letters and ephemera and things and bills and receipts, so I printed heaps of them. So yeah, that was money well spent on those kits. What else have I got down there? That is leftover paper pads from my Stampin' Up days. That really needs sorting and either gifting or, I don't know really. I don't know because I've got loads over here as well, haven't I? That blue box is little scraps for journaling, and I've got chipboard there. So over here in that one, this is the box of shame. That's full of 12 by 12 paper pads from like years ago, like, you know, real rubbish ones that nobody uses anymore. That's fabric. That I got is full of fabric, large pieces of fabric. That's like your kitchen junk drawer, apart from the top layer here, which is some papers that I had gifted. And this is all of my vintage paper, you know, like my vintage recipe book I've just been using. But I've got like vintage music paper, dictionary paper, all of that's just full of that. Not emptying all that. These drawers here are still full of Stampin' Up cardstock, which I don't use. I need to bundle together and gift it to somebody that makes cards. I don't really make them anymore. So craft card for journal making, that's my tissue and my lined paper, and obviously my white paper, and then I've got my mixed media pad there for when I get around to doing that. So moving on, I've got my embossing powders, tape, which I just don't use, my beloved Tim Holtz sprays. I've only got one set. As I say, I don't buy loads of fancy stuff because I am tight. I mean, I've been crafting for years and years and years, but I still don't have stuff up to the roof because I'm very careful. My Gilding Polish. This is all of this is my little mini mixed media collection. So I've got my watercolor paints, my acrylic paint, my brushes, and then these are a new purchase. These are Water-Soluble Oil Pastels, the Fab, $8.99. They're the similar sort of thing to the Tim Holtz Distress Crayons. Same sort of thing. In fact, they'll work in exactly the same way. They're just not in his colours. They're not Tim Holtz, and they're only little stubby things like that. But for a set of 24, they were £8. Leftover punches that I've got rid of. I must have sold about 20 or 30 punches. This is my favourite out of them all, the coveted whale tail tab punch. It's like rocking horse poo, you can't get them. So yeah, this is where I film. So this is called an inverted tripod, which means instead of the camera being on the top and you've got to try and angle it, you can have the pole coming through the middle of the legs, and my camera then attaches on here and points down. I've got a ring light there to try and help with the lighting, and it is duct taped to the leg. Don't have any fancy. We don't need fancy equipment, it does the job. So down there are my basics that I use, my glue, my matte medium, acrylic wax, modelling paste, the never-ending tub of gesso that just will not stop. It's like Jesus and the 5 fishes. It's just how it's not moulded and gone off, I don't know. I've had it about, I'm not even joking, 10 years, and it just won't run out. It just won't run out. Distress inks, I don't have loads again. I've just got a few colours. I've had them years. Absolute years, they're brilliant. I have got a little basket waiting on the internet with a few more colours in. I've just got to make myself click buy because I don't like spending money. So up there, bits and bobs and doodads and brads and buttons and goodness knows wax seal things. Watercolor pencils, these ones aren't so good. They're alright for colouring, but they don't really react very good with water. So I wouldn't mind some decent watercolour pencils. I've got Stampin' Up ones, which are quite good. They're nice and soft, but obviously it's very limited colours. And my inks, so I've got just about every colour that I'd need. I've put them in they're not in the order that they should be. The Stampin' Up order, they're in an order of just kind of how I like them. Kind of colours. So I can see, if I'm looking at yellow, I can just glance up and see what yellows I've got. If I want a blue, I can glance up and see what blues I've got. That's my that's it. Glue sticks, washi tapes. I've got archival and VersaFine, different inks for different things, stays on, blah blah. My caddy, those are tools that I use nearly every day. Well, no, every project I use, I'll need one of those tools. I've got more tools here that, I don't need as often, so they're just a bit further away. Acrylic blocks, I don't even use them all anymore, but, what am I going to do with them? I can't part with them, they were a lot of money. My choice of glue, I've got some more glues at the back there. I've got the high tack and Aleen's. What is it? Tacky glue. Which is a PVA, and to me there's just too much water in it and it makes things wrinkly, so I'll use it sometimes, but only on like card and thick stuff. Because now I've been using the beacon, I'm not so keen on the other ones. So there you go, what we've got down here. Down here I've got another drawer. This has got some more stamps. I've got things like my envelope punch board. I've got my stamp and scrub and some border punches and also my little mini guillotine. This one's got, what's this one got? That's my extension for when I'm sewing. My thing for embossing. This is full of re-inkers, heat gun, and my stencils are down there as well. And the other stencils, and then that is like a drawer of doom. So this has got, so the hammer, you know, it's not a murder weapon. This is for, because some eyelets that I've got are a bit pants and they don't close properly at the back, so you've got to bash them with an hammer. That's all of like my tools for making jewellery and stuff that I can't do, you know, all the little pliers and stuff. Sponges, glue gun, blah blah, garbage. Okay. Most of the things that I use regularly are on this trolley. So this is all just stuff that I've collected, things that I've had gifted, that can go in journals, that are actual items. This is like all my fussy cuts. So they're all in little packets, they're all labelled, and they are in alphabetical order, because I am sad. That is because my first job, when I left school, I worked in a bookshop. I was like 15, and what I had to do, it was an academic bookshop, and every day I used to have to go around, start by the front door and go the whole way around the shop and make sure every single book in the entire shop was in alphabetical order. That's basically what I did for the first 12 months of leaving school. So now I can put things in alphabetical order without really thinking about it very much. Yeah, I've got a big cupboard full of DVDs upstairs that's floor to ceiling, and they're all in alphabetical order as well. Cheap paper pads from the works, great for collaging. Some pre-cut tags. Paper. At the back there is my very small collection of Tim Holtz stamps and stencils. I've literally got 2 stamp sets and maybe I've got 3 stencils and 1 darkroom door. I don't, like I say, I don't buy a lot. I am quite frugal. I am good. I do think carefully before I make a purchase, and I think very carefully, do I need it? Have I got something else that can do the same job? Am I buying it just because I've seen Andrea and Artemis using it, which is the whole reason that I've bought these. They're her fault. I need to stop watching her. And if the answer's no, then I'll buy it. And if the answer's yes, then I'll think a bit longer. This is where I soak my paintbrushes, and I keep it right over here, really out of the way of my desk, because I will knock it over. Absolutely, I've got more tools there as well. Okay, and down here there's a little basket of lace and bits and bobs and cheesecloth and net and stuff that I can use when I'm doing tags, and I'll just lift it out, have a rummage through, and I'll just use something. I'm not buying any more just now. That one has got some more bits of lacing that must have been using for something. And then in the bottom of here is things that I've cut out from kits that are complete, like envelopes or tags that, you know, could be slotted into another journal. So whenever I make a journal, I'll have a bit of a rummage through and think, is there anything that I can use? More stamps. This is my findings. So I've got some little charms and stuff, and then on the other side I've got like my eyelets and my garment pins, and that is my entire collection of the findings. That's all I've got. Like I say, I don't have heaps of stuff because I find you just don't use them. That's my Fiskars trimmer, which is, it's alright, but I don't know, for some reason I can't always cut straight on it. I think it's because it's got that wire, and I think it for some reason distracts me. I don't know, might just be me. My collection of, it's getting bright there, isn't it? My little flower press that I got from the works for £2, it's brilliant. And a little collection of books. waiting to be used, and then we're back to here. So that's it. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm actually out of breath. It's actually hard work. It is actually hard work doing that. So just on top of my printer here, I've got stuff that I've printed out from Artemis. I've got somebody's P45 to send off because they've left work. The seamstress kit that I've printed out from the graphics fairy, and then this is my next project, which is The Secret of a Rose, so that's all waiting to be done. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's just swing back round. I need to put my camera back on there now and start thinking about making some tutorials. Have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.